Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Weekly Game Chat. I'm your host, Chris, as always joined by my co-host, Sean.
You really turn it on when you hit that start button, don't you?
Like 2 seconds forward, like, well, gotta do this stuff.
Welcome!
Yep. And John.
Hello.
Hi.
See, I knew John was going to be too loud. I was like, as soon as he started talking, I was like, now.
He does the thing, too, where it starts and it's showtime. We should just call him old Hollywood Baron.
We'll just call him the Apollo.
The lights come on and he's ready to go.
Right?
Yeah, that's why we like you, John.
Everyone have a good week?
We did. It feels like it's been about a week since we talked last time.
About a week? You mean like 7 days?
Like exactly 7 days. John saw movies this weekend.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Of the Rimmage.
Now I can't hear myself at all. I'm such a diva, and you better turn up my mic.
You're coming through.
I guess I'm technically a Devo.
Yeah.
Well, you could just say,
No. You're a diva. Trust us.
You could just give him like a signal.
Yeah. You just go like this, or you say like, or actually for this, I would go like that. I would have said, yeah. And I would have gotten you up and like,
yeah. Oh, he can't hear himself.
Yeah. Can you still not hear yourself?
But considering you're Devo McQueen.
Yeah, we'll stop everything. Service your needs.
You look good today.
This is going to go really well today.
This is going to be a great day. It's going to be a great day.
Hopefully it goes as well as that part on your arm.
It's called a crease, Sean.
It is called a crease. But it's so creasy that it looks like a part.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like his hair.
Yeah. It's beautiful hair.
He's got part in that hair.
He's got presidential part today.
Yeah. Who'd you meet with? John's like, what'd I do to earn this?
Yeah.
It's so not fair.
He better have fun, because that's what we do.
That's true.
We bring the people laughs and knowledge.
Yeah, I agree.
Ish.
Yeah, kind
Maybe,
of. Every now and then.
Yeah.
I binged The Americans for the most part of this weekend.
Did you?
Yeah. That was a lot of what I did. Whenever I was not out partying, I was watching.
Partying?
Because I was out, I was off Friday. So it kind of started there. It was like, play a little bit of game, put down controller, watch an episode.
What is that on now?
It's on Prime.
Prime?
Yeah, first 5 seasons are on there. And I figured like it's worth doing because it's like the final season's about to start. So
Is that Carrie
Carrie Russell.
Russell.
Yeah.
That's what I
Her
meant.
and Matthew Rice and Noah Emmerich.
Friday, I was clicking around Netflix trying to figure out what to watch, and I'm watching Star Trek The Next Generation.
So when are you going to go get your CBS All Access so you can watch Star Trek Discovery?
Never.
Yeah, probably
I've never heard of that.
Oh, yeah. That's the new Star Trek that's out. Like Jason Isaacs is on it. And
No. CBS All Access. I've never heard of that.
That's like their exclusive streaming thing because they apparently think they're too good to be part of Hulu or anything else. And they want $9.99 from you.
Have you seen Discovery?
I've seen the first one. I really liked it.
Okay, because I read that the whole season was about a war with the Klingon Empire, which is kind of what I wish J.J. Abrams would have done with one of his films.
Yeah, with the second one, for sure. Because
those Klingons,
they're mean.
They reminded me of a bunch of Predators. Like,
yeah.
They just had a rawness and intimidation factor that the series has never had before.
The first 2 movies are on of the JJ movies are on Prime also right now, and I rewatched the first one.
The third one's on there too.
Is it?
I've seen it on there.
Yeah, maybe
it's my least favorite one of the 3.
Yeah, because it's more of just like and it makes sense because it's like the guy who directed like what was it, Fast and Furious, like 5 or 6, one of those ones, and like you could tell the guy's an action movie guy, so he just kind of did that. Yeah. But no, I was rewatching it, and Casey will love this. I forgot just how wonderful the opening of that movie is. That first one, I really like the opening. Like the first 8 minutes of that is just really good.
I think there's room
backstory.
I think there's room to appreciate both.
Yeah,
both Star Treks.
I agree.
Like, I've been watching Star Trek Next Generations most of the weekend, and you can tell. I don't mean this in a bad way. When it got good, may he rest in peace, is when Gene Roddenberry died. Because Gene Roddenberry always had this. He always injected the benefits of. He always injected a lesson in culture by the exploration of other planets. Plus, it just had that production quality that almost harkened back to the original TV series. I'm like, man, this production stuff.
Gotta get that budget up.
You got to tighten up.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's true.
It changed for the better, in my opinion.
A lot of times
the Borg shows up and... Wait, spoilers.
The Borg. A lot of times when the creator or something dies, it gets better. Case in point, Star Wars. Wait, what? Did he not die? That didn't happen?
And it's not better. You jerk. Yeah.
And besides that, though.
Yeah.
I ain't got I watched Final Four. Did you do any of that?
What is Final Four, Chris?
Or not the Final Four, I guess the Elite Eight.
I watched Final Four. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you...
if you care about the basketballs.
Unless you had a bracket and you were really banking on Gonzaga.
Did we even touch on the bracket last time?
Oh, it was too painful, I think.
I mean, yeah, I don't remember any other bracket.
The weird part is I've survived. I won't win it.
Yeah.
I can't win my bracket this year, but we pay out for the top 3.
Yeah.
And I have a shot. I at least have a shot to finish.
So you're saying there's a chance.
And when you tell me that I lost Virginia on day 2 of this tournament, who was my champion at the time?
Yeah, you never want your champion to go early because you're screwed at that point.
My goal is usually get your Elite Eight through the first weekend if you can, and then try to at least nail half of your Final Four picks.
Yeah,
after that,
because then yeah.
And there's like one guy who's I think has at least a shot to win it all, and the reason he's there is somehow he got Michigan, he got Villanova, and he got Kansas. So who cares what Loyola, whatever their name is, did, ruining everyone else's bracket in that division.
They just came through and wrecked it.
Yeah.
They're like
no one got this one right.
Well, Sean, my impression of you was that Saturday was a really good day for you.
Why?
I don't know.
Well, I called him up.
Yeah, I remember you saying.
Asked him if he wanted to go to a movie. He said, "No, man,
I'm good.
I'm good."
He's just laying back.
I'm eating pizza.
I was.
I'm in my panties.
No, I said pants. I think I said shorts.
Wishful thinking.
Yeah, he heard panties. I said shorts.
I'm gonna play some WoW later.
Yeah, there was something
I'm
else
like,
I was doing.
where is your family?
Where was she?
Well, no. So I mean,
did they go to Chattanooga with my family?
A lot of times, the chillaxing that happens is that the wife will be in the room. She'll just be reading a book or watching Hallmark. The kid,
Jeez.
the kid will be like on an iPad or on YouTube.
You're so relaxed
or
that you don't know the kid's name.
I'm not gonna just say her name all the time, John.
That makes sense. I don't blame you on that.
No, I'm saying
some people don't want to put their name of their children
know
out.
Her name. I didn't.
I was joking. You guys didn't have to go into a nice little lecture about privacy rights.
That wasn't a lecture. I was like, I just said, hey, I can understand.
Speaking of,
but yes, that would be the reason I would not do.
No, but the context of the story, I didn't call Bobby. I called her the wife. So I didn't call Tinley because I called her the kid.
Whoa, we don't need to know your family's names.
You don't
just keep it on the Sean
personal because he said what he said. I'm just saying that's the context of the story.
Still joking, Sean.
I am too. You look like you're joking, John.
Everyone's listening right now going like, John's not joking. I can't tell.
It's fine. I will punch him somewhere. I won't say where I said before because he got mad at me for saying that.
No, I didn't.
Does it start with a Itchard?
No, I said this throat box.
I'll be less mad if you don't punch me in the throat.
Than if you
pick another body part because that's just really going to tick me off.
Well, the
breathing.
Do you remember Fight Club? And the first time he goes to fight and he punches him in the ear. You probably didn't watch Fight Club, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
And he was just like, "You hit me in the ear." Mm-hmm. Like, how do you hit me in the ear?
He watches a lot of David Fincher movies.
Is that who directed the movie? Because thanks, name drop. I didn't know that.
He knew. I know he knew.
This is what I deal with.
Yep.
I subject myself to this. I really do.
Hey, we had like a back and forth today of quotes from That Thing You Do. And that was probably the highlight of my morning.
Are we talking about the Oneaters?
The Wonders? Yeah. Like, I wonder what happened to the Oneaters?
That's my favorite part of the entire movie. They're like,
no, so the Wonders. Got it. Looks like the Oneaters.
That makes me so happy.
Chris got to my favorite line was, Some nice guy in a camper wants to put our song on the radio. You're signing, everybody's signing.
There's so many good ones. Who are your influences? Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters? Just all those. I love them.
Well, he really went deep on that quote, didn't he?
If that was a pickup line, we're a match made in heaven.
Yep. All right. Well,
ladies and gentlemen, that is that thing you do, directed by Tom Hanks from 1996.
He should direct more. He's a good director. Like, he directed a couple of his episodes in From the Earth to the Moon, and he of course directed an episode in what was it called? Band of Brothers.
He says he prefers the production role.
I thought he did. Never mind.
He directed something else. Did he direct? He might have directed Charlie Wilson's War.
I was going to say something about Private Ryan. Only remember
he's directed something like recent. That's all I remember.
Big doesn't count.
He was in Private Ryan.
He did not direct it. He was in Private Ryan.
The fact that Tom Hanks did not win an Oscar for Saving Private Ryan blows my mind.
I'm trying to think who won Best Actor that year.
First of all, I'm getting up.
Roberto Benigni from Life is Beautiful.
Oh my God.
I think
that sounds right. And if it was,
yeah.
Here you go.
I love Tom, but
here he goes.
Man, that's a really great performance by him.
No, you're not thinking clearly, man.
Oh man, that scene. Have you ever seen Life is Beautiful?
No.
That scene, like when he's just walking, trying to entertain his kid.
If we weren't
and
a censored
podcast,
do you know what my response would have been? He said, "Have you not seen Life is Beautiful?"
I haven't seen that piece of trash.
We'll see.
You know where I was going to go with it, John. You know where I was going to go with it.
Yeah, that movie. That movie's that's a tearjerker, real tearjerker, but also a beautiful film.
What is Private Ryan, a comedy? Jeez.
Yeah. That's why Edward Burns is in it, and Tom Sizemore. That's why they put them in there. 2 name drops for you right there.
I know those two. You know why? Because they're cool.
Yeah, one of them's a drunk, which is why he's not in movies anymore.
More than a drunk.
Yeah, I think he does pills and stuff too.
I think he's a criminal.
Yeah, he's had some issues, but he's such a good actor. That's the thing that sucks. Like, he's great in that movie. But topic?
What is it? Is it already time to do that?
I mean, it's been 12 minutes, yeah.
Do we normally go this long? No,
I mean, we can keep stalling out so that we have less time before we go pick up the game we're picking up tonight.
But that'd be a disservice to the people.
What game are we picking up tonight?
We can't say that because that's a topic next week.
We can say the name of a game.
Right?
Ni no Kuni too.
It's called Dave Koresh, the game.
Oh,
right. Ruby Ridge from Ubisoft.
That's actually funnier than the other thing you said.
Right?
But what about A Way Out? I thought we were playing that.
We are.
No, we're not.
Oh, you don't want to play it now?
I don't want to play with you.
I see how it is.
What the heck just happened?
I don't know.
He's being a D about it.
You already got a partner though?
I deflected my angst toward that you gave me to Chris.
Had to turn it on me.
I'm sorry.
So,
well, it
do you
doesn't
have
take
a partner to play?
Yeah, Chris.
Yeah, he won't play it. He's not gonna play it anyways because he's gonna be like, it doesn't take place in Azeroth. I'm not interested.
I gotta get my PlayStation and Xbox back.
Yeah, you probably should go to the pawn shop and pick those up.
First of all, I don't go to pawn shops. I'm a Craigslist man.
So you're the one meeting in the dark parking lot.
So you want to meet there? I'm on the way. Hey, was that a sneeze?
No.
Oh, well, what was that?
It's a cough.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. You just go one cough when you cough?
Is there a standard? Standard John cough? Like,
something like that, yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not a cartoon character.
What the?
Anyways,
let's top
pivot.
We can
pulling up my pivot table. There's my Microsoft reference for today. All right, yeah, let's do it.
Topic time.
Topic is Sea of Thieves. I feel like I should be pirate themed all week, but I decided not to go with that. So Sean's very thankful.
Well, you rock a good pirate. There's no question about that. But if anybody to this point has seen anything about Sea of Thieves, right?
Yeah.
they've seen that it's a game that's
race car driving,
full of potential.
Yeah.
But kind of a lot of stuff I've seen is it's just bland. They leave a lot out, and I'm really interested to, when I say leave a lot out of what it could be, right? Mm-hmm. So from my perspective of YouTube videos, Twitch streaming, conversations with my friends, I haven't played the game. I'm excited to see where you guys are on how you feel about it, because you guys bought it. And when I say you guys, John and you, a friend of the show, Mike, I don't know if anybody else played, and you guys rocked it out.
I think Jeff I don't know if he ever got around to playing, because again, he just got Game Pass, which is like what everyone did for this game.
Yeah. So I wonder how that's gonna. How do they compute sales? How do they compute sales?
I don't know as far as that, but they came up and said that they had 1 million players on the first day.
1 million?
Yes, they had 1 million, and that's
1
why.
million.
And it crashed their servers because they weren't expecting, I don't think, that much at prime time, which was when it all swelled.
Well, I haven't seen you guys since a couple of days that we went to lunch, kind of after the game launched, and
then you went to lunch with Mike Slade.
I did. It was delicious.
F him. F
Pelusos. It was amazing.
We could have had Clearview, but because John wasn't going to go.
What was I doing that day?
You said you were going to Chili Thai.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Which is a great alternate, but Clearview, John. So what if she's leaving? It's Clearview.
She's so much prettier than all of you.
It doesn't matter.
That
it's
is subjective.
Clearview.
It's not subjective. It's documented evidence.
No, it's subjective, John.
It's anecdotal.
Your face is subjective.
What?
I'm coming close to one of these days, Chris. You're gonna have fun editing.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Mother. Anyways,
you. See, because I left out the other part.
Is he mad?
No. Why does John think
is he mad?
Does he realize that we always think he's mad?
Yeah.
Is he mad?
I don't think he gets that.
He doesn't know how to take me yet? What episode is this?
It's been like 8 years.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So a couple great things happened this week. One, we really popped John's like online multiplayer only cherry finally.
I played a lot of Splatoon 2.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, like in the sense you got thrown into the deep end where it's like you didn't know who you were going to be playing with. You didn't know if they're going to have a mic. You didn't, I mean, he had to play. He played with Ryan Leaf, and that's an experience to itself.
Yeah, that should have a like beginner's guide. And everything.
Because as soon as we started, right?
Yep.
Like, I'm like, all right, let's go sail. And I'm behind the wheel and Mike starts raising up the anchor. And of course, John is just kind of like staring off in the distance, being
so pretty.
Nice young. Yeah. He's like, just looking, he's like, look at those waves. Mike's raising the anchor and you get the classic, thanks for the help, John.
Yeah.
And I was like,
don't worry about it. I got it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. And I was like, welcome to online games, John. Welcome to reality.
I would love to see John like in a raid format where he has a specific job and he just kind of goes off into La La Land for like 30 seconds, destroys the raid, right?
Voted out party as soon
Reason
as he can.
why? Because he sucks.
Maybe.
I'm kidding. I think I think he's a good guy.
I don't know how to really take this because there's been a lot of people like I've seen with the backlash. I've seen a lot of people like comparing this to No Man's Sky, and we both did that. And this didn't feel like that to me. And maybe
who did that? Me and you?
Yeah, didn't you get No Man's Sky? Or
no, I got No Man's Sky, but I've heard that too. Yeah.
Yeah. And like when I looked at it, I'm kind of like maybe I get the one thing is like yes, the repetitiveness of the missions is very much like No Man's Sky, but like I think the problem a lot of people had with No Man's Sky was one, they paid $60 on day one, and they thought they were going to be able to be in a universe where they saw other people occasionally, and that never happened. So it's like you're left with this one grind thing, you're all alone, and you spent $60 on this. I'm willing to bet the majority of people who bought this game did not spend $60 on this game, and that's like really hard for me to judge like when I'm thinking about it because I'm like, if I'd probably paid $60, yeah, I might be a little more upset with this game as opposed to what I did, which was pay like $10 and I can turn it off whenever I want or I can keep coming back. And it's part of a much larger package. So I don't know. Like, yeah, it was a very large package. It was like 100.
This game is so unique to me because of, you remember the beta, there was so much hype around it. Mm-hmm. And then it kind of comes out and it's an open world pirate game that looks amazing. It's got a PvP PvE, PvP type vibe to it. Your friend, they say if you have friends, play it. You guys did that.
Yes, that's the best way to play this game.
I mean, John played it, and I'm still not. I never felt the itch to go buy it after the beta ended. I don't know why, but you guys did. So
I mean,
it looks great.
It's beautiful. That game, like that's the one thing the biggest credit I can give it to, and John, I would think you agree on this. Its atmosphere feels amazing. Like the waves, the music. You can sit there while John's steering the ship. I can pull out a little accordion.
You never let me steer the ship.
Well, I've ridden with you in a car. There was a reason why we didn't let you steer the ship. But he was a good guy. He was the one who figured out real quick to put the sails up when we're coming in somewhere. So we can maneuver the ship a little bit more and not just crash into everything, while Mike was just like, no, pull them all down.
So let's say that the listeners, and even myself included, we don't know, like, as soon as you start the game, what happens. Like,
you're in a tavern.
How do you get introduced?
That's 2 weeks in a row.
No one knows what you're talking about.
Here's your yellow card.
First off,
I will pull the red card next time.
So you start the game. What happens? Like, what is the point of it? How does it explain itself to you?
You kind of start out just in a tavern.
Yeah, you start out in a tavern, an Outpost Island.
Yeah.
Think Outpost Island in Wind Waker. It's kind of like that. It just, and that's an important point. The game, you would imagine if Wind Waker was developed today by Rare, it would look like this. It just has this beautiful cell. I don't know if you could call it cell shaded, but it's just,
it is cell shaded.
I mean, you can see lines going across the sky that represent the wind, just like Wind Waker was. But anyway, you start in a tavern and you just basically
figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, Chris had been, when I started out with Chris, he'd been playing it a little bit earlier in the day. But basically, when you start out in the tavern, you can explore the different areas of the island to kind of get a feel for who gives you missions, what kind of stores are on the island, where you can upgrade your gear. But basically, from that island, you just go to your ship. You pick up missions from this one guy, and then you go to your ship, and you go. Yeah, you sail away.
There's no story to this. Like, there, at least right now, I haven't found one. It's basically, it's about going on adventures.
Do you think it would benefit from having a story?
Maybe.
Or at least a small, in the sense that how Blizzard does with Overwatch, at least some context to...
No, because it's kind of, I understand what they're going for. Like, the idea is the adventure is the time you make with your friends. That's the idea. Like, John and I being, like, the first time we were playing to each other, and I think we thought it was the Riptide, but it wasn't. I think it was like, we must have, when we parked our ship to get this treasure, got a leak somewhere. Or no, it was because that chest was cursed, and we didn't realize what it was doing. There's this chest we keep hearing that we picked up, we dug up, and it's like howling. And we didn't realize that meant that it was cursed. So me and John are just standing there in this cursed chest.
Not only was it howling, it was crying. You could see, when we saw it, you could see water coming out the sides of it.
And we are just slowly not noticing that our boat is being flooded. We just lost everything.
Because of the water coming out of the chest.
Lost our ship.
What we thought happened was we dropped anchor.
Yeah.
And the tide came in without us raising the anchor in time.
Yeah. But that wasn't the case.
Then 2 nights later, we picked up the same chest. When our ship sank, we lost all the treasure. But we recovered a similar cursed chest that was doing the same thing, and water was coming out the sides. And we heard the noise. And then it occurred to us that what we had thought was not the case, and that this whatever's in this chest was crying and filling up the cargo.
And like, you just think, like, you don't know whenever that's going to happen and when you're going to have that scenario. So imagine like you're in a battle, with someone, and one person's got to deal with this like chest that cries every now and then and tries to flood your boat, and the other one's like trying to navigate and not get hit by cannon fire. Like, these are the moments, like, when this game clicks in, the highs are insanely high. Like, John, you got off that when you got off that other night when we were playing, and Mike and Dee and I kept playing a little bit more, and right afterwards we got into a battle with someone. And like, me and him had about a 45-minute chase with like another player just trying to shoot cannon fire. Him, of course, griefing me because that's what Mike D does when you play games.
Well, you're terrible at shooting cannonballs. It's fine.
Well, no. First, it was my driving. So then I came in. He's like, well, if you can shoot, why don't you come over and shoot? I was like, okay. I've played Assassin's Creed. So I've got experience. But, like, it was exciting because you do have to communicate. Like,
Did they take you down?
No, we took them down. The only thing that sucked was we did it at port, so he got his one chest in before. Like he abandoned the ship, but we were gonna destroy him at any moment if he didn't.
Was it just one guy?
Yeah, he was by himself. It was a blast. I mean, like that's when this game is just amazing because you just don't know what's gonna happen. We had another time where we came into port and we got sabotaged. Like there was a big galleon waiting for us and they just came around and started just invading and lighting us up.
Well, that's a question I have. Since you sunk his ship, did you get his loot?
No, because he turned it in before.
So I've been told that if you sink somebody's ship, it's a pointless exercise.
Unless you have to pick up the chest, yes.
What if it sinks? Can you still pick up the stuff?
It floats on the water, kind of like the barrels.
Okay.
Yeah.
My thought process behind that was a lot like GTA 5, where if you had your money, you have to go and deposit it in the bank.
Yeah.
If somebody killed you before you deposited it, they got it, but you never kind of...
Yeah, because like you think about it, you have a 4-man crew. Each person can hold up to 3 quests at one time. So you could go out there and, I mean, like especially as you level up and you're getting more intricate quests, you could have a scenario where like on your galleon, you have like 20, 30 chests of gold and whatever, sitting there waiting to be turned in. And that's the risk you take is that at any moment, of course, a ship could come around the way and screw you up if you're not prepared for it. And all your work is gone.
Yeah. I mean, to me, this, I think it's been well established that I don't have much experience in diving into this type of game, but I don't, and I would say that my gut tells me that most people spent the $60 for this game.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think so.
I think so too.
I mean, if you think,
I think
how many people have Xbox Games Pass?
Everyone I know, as far as right now that we know personally who played this game, got on Game Pass.
But do you know how small of a number that is compared to the world?
I think, like I said, if you told most people, and this is the bet I'm willing to say Microsoft is going to try to make and probably parry over to developers to say, like, say you don't got a mega franchise. We can sell your game for $9.99, give you a huge portion of the benefits for whatever the subscribers are that
but
month.
they didn't sell it for $9.99.
You said that. No, we've talked about that before.
Yeah, like I'm saying on their Game Pass as part of their package, and you will get 10 times the exposure because people will pay $9.99 to play your game because they're getting a bunch of our games versus paying $60. Because if you tell me,
I don't know that that's a lucrative way to make money yet.
Well,
maybe
Netflix.
It will be.
I mean,
yeah, but it's still Xbox.
I'm saying that's what they're
the least
aiming
profitable.
To show. I mean, is it the most profitable thing they have right now? No, they're building it. But I think that was the test, and I think they passed. Because like I said, everyone who I knew was talking about this game, and of course it's anecdotal, but it seems like everyone from people on Forbes who said they paid it this way, in other
you talked
ways.
To people on Forbes?
Well, I've seen what their posts were, and they were like, "Hey, I love this service, and I can already see this is the way of the future."
The what?
The way of the future. Way of the future.
Well, like even if you look at evidence like in our recent election, Chris.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton had that one. Turns out a lot of people who were quiet and aren't on the boards and on the Facebooks and everything, they're the ones who are really...
But she got more votes.
But I'm saying...
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, the people who make the most noise aren't always the
I agree with you.
Big group that's going to make the push on whatever the situation is.
I think sales-wise, this game is not going to be hurting.
No, because
I don't either. I think people paid $60 for this game.
I just don't. I mean, I think they would have said something.
I mean, if I didn't have Xbox Game Pass, I would have paid $60 for it.
Would you? Sure. I don't know if I would. I would have waited. I definitely would say that.
See, but you got to remember, you're an informed gamer.
Yeah, I would have been.
You're smart. You're in the know.
I've just had too many experiences.
And I would have paid
$60
because
you really like pirates.
I don't know any better.
This is true.
Well, there are people that are not as informed. I consider them dumb.
It's like I don't think, like for instance, I don't think from our group of friends, I don't think Mike D or Jeff would have ever even thought to buy this game for $60.
Right, because they're not looking at it as a See, but they're not looking at it as a game they wanted to play regardless.
Mike said he was like he had watched it on Angry Joe, and that was like
you're right, but right now his entire wallet is open to Fortnite.
I think and we're going to see it again in 2 months. Like State of Decay 2 when that comes out, that's going to be the next big push for them. It's like, look, you might have played the first one, come back because you don't have to spend $40 on this game. You can pay it for $9.99 and you'll get everything you want out of it. And it's going to be. I just don't see how it's not going to take over eventually, at least for them. Because when you tell me that I can buy Halo for $9.99,
oh yeah, I feel you on that.
Versus $60.
Here's what gets me is that we're talking about that.
Yeah.
And that's a great service, but it's like there's not much more to talk about Sea of Thieves. It's kind of like a pirate ship game.
It is.
You got on a boat, you did some things.
I think I
got to play it for $9.
Yeah, and like I said, if I had spent $60, I might have been a little bit more ticked. But I'll say this: there's much to do. I mean, like there's a very long progression system, and like I think they said it's going to take forever for people to get to level 50 on all 3 of those factions, which is like end game level.
Well, tell us about that.
So every faction has like a leveling system to it. So you get quests from them as you complete them. It levels up your reputation with them. Eventually you hit a certain level, you can come back, pay for the next tier up, and like every 5 levels you keep getting more and more complicated. So like maybe your first gold hoarding mission, you go and you just go to one island and dig up one chest, and you might get like 200 doubloons from it and some experience. Well, then you get to level 5. Now it might be like, okay, you're going to go 3 islands and you might get like 500 gold. And then maybe you get to level 20 and now it's like, hey, you've got to go to all these islands or maybe to a fort to get the gold or whatever. And it's, insanely more gold than what you were getting before.
So let me ask you this. And I've played it. I'm not going to get to level 50 anytime soon.
Not same.
So what we were doing for a couple of nights was going to island to island to island. Sometimes we'd go to multiple islands as part of one mission.
Exactly.
So when you level up and you get new missions, does that mean you go to 20 different islands as opposed to 5 islands?
Not
what
always.
I mean was, it seems like it's repetition.
Oh yeah, it's definitely that.
But it ups the repetition.
It's more of like you get harder enemies, harder scenarios, but it's still the same thing. Like for instance, like there's the Order of Souls folks, which is kind of like your go fight skeletons.
Yeah, they look cool.
Yeah, and they're cool. And like it starts off with just a couple of skeletons fighting, right? And maybe one boss. And then as you level up, it's like, okay, now you got to go to this one island and you're going to have to fight 4 waves of bosses, basically. And instead of it just being basic skeletons, there are these ones that come out and they're like shiny rust. And you can't just go up and hack them. Like it will take tons. So you have to kind of coordinate. One, you have to throw water on them because that makes them slow up and rust, I guess, because, they're made of rust or bronze or whatever. Yeah. And then you have to kind of like coordinate with people from your ship and line it up if you want to make it faster and shoot cannon fire to them, because that's what will do the most damage to them.
Well, it seems like the game has a lot of fun aspects, like the ship fighting, yada, yada, yada. But then I was watching, and a lot of people are complaining that the combat that you just mentioned is kind of lame. It's like you're like, all right, I'm swinging, I'm punching. Don't really know what's happening, but all of a sudden this dude crumbles or whatever. The gun, the little handgun, seems pretty cool. It's like an old school gun.
Yeah, there's 3
The coolest thing I've
use.
seen is it's like a version of a sniper rifle, kind of.
Yeah, they have a sniper.
Is that
they
what
have
it's
like
called?
I can't remember what it's called, but it has like a scope. They have that. They have a blunderbuss, so that's
What?
like your blunderbuss. That would be like a
name and putting it on a form somewhere.
That would be a shotgun, or yes, you have the pistol, and each of them have their pluses. They have their minuses as far as like the sniper one, of course. Like you have distance, and if you can really learn how to judge where to shoot, you could do some damage. But it's really slow to reload. So when you're on the beach, if you're up close, you really can't use that. Versus like the shotgun, which can like hit 3 skeletons at once, or the pistol, which will pretty normal reload speed,
pretty
but
mobile.
You can only kind of hit one at a time with it versus multiple. I mean, it's fine. Like, I think their point is like, as far as complexity in this game, that's not where they put it. Like to me, the complexity was more so learning how the ship works, and it kind of feels like it works like a real ship. I mean, I think, John, you would agree with that. Like, you need to learn how wind works and how to turn your sails and what it means to have your sails at half mast versus full, because, you know, it's one will go faster but will turn slower and the other will be sharp.
I mean, there's no question that operating a ship like that is infinitely more complicated than even the way Rare does it.
Sure. But it's not like Assassin's Creed.
No, of course.
Yeah.
But one thing about this game that I think is unique, guys, maybe it's not unique. You would know, I wouldn't. Mm-hmm. But the idea of, I don't know, I mean, the three of us were kind of winging it the other night, going, okay, I'll do this at this moment and you'll do this at this moment. But getting to the point where people are probably have a company and doing specific assigned jobs.
Yeah.
Like, I man the cannons today. You drive the boat. Hoopa drives the boat, chief.
Well, a lot of stuff I saw, people were divvying up those jobs like that.
You start to, like, as you go on, like, real quick, you start to figure out certain people are just naturally better at certain things. Like, I would, like, Mike
John can drop that anchor like you wouldn't believe.
No, like, John got really good with the sails. Like, that's what he was doing. Like, he knew when to put things up and do that. He knew how I could trust him a lot more when he was up front, because when you're steering that boat and all your sails are down, you cannot see what's in front of you that well, because there's huge freaking sails in front of you, right? So you have to defend or depend on someone else. And I really quickly figured out that John was a lot better at giving me guidance of what was ahead of me and how close I was to something than Mike was. So that's who I wanted up
Mike
there.
was terrible when we played Destiny 2, and there was certain parts in the raid where he was the guy at the top who had to tell you where to go. Oh my God, it was terrible.
But on
that's two games. Mike cannot be the guidance guy. He's out.
But on the other hand, Mike was really good at always making sure we were restocking the supplies and making sure that, like, the cannons were ready to go in case someone showed up. Making sure, you know, to get the anchor down quickly whenever we were right there at port. And if, by God, if we wrecked in any way, he'd be, you know, everyone knew to run straight down there and start to try to repair this thing before it sank. Yeah. So, you know, like, things like that, everyone has a role, and it's quite important, I think.
Kind of like a team.
Yes. And that's like that. The biggest compliment outside of the atmosphere stuff that I can give this game is that this is probably the first online game for a long time that's made me want to talk to other people that I don't know, because it's a hell of a lot easier to just talk to someone than it is to, like, try to nudge or indicate where to go. You just can't do it as easily. Like, there was one guy who we enjoyed our first night we played, but he was typing and you're just like, God, it's so hard to figure out what you're doing right now because I have to wait for you to type whatever it is that's going on versus John, who I just yell at.
Nobody knew who he was.
Yeah.
We thought he was your buddy Josh.
I don't know. I think I called you John, and then, like, he just presumed it was John one time.
Plus, he was clowning around a little too much.
Yeah. We threw him in the brig.
I know you guys do this too, but I mean, this is something I do every time we're about to record. I go and I type in the title of the game and kind of see if there's any new stuff that pops up or see what the trending news stories are, right?
No, I don't do that ever.
I do every time. So today I just did it for this, and I want you guys to comment on this from Kotaku.
Highly reputable.
It said, being a Sea of Thieves pirate sometimes means being an a-hole.
Yeah.
Do you guys agree with that statement?
Definitely.
So there's a whole article about that.
I mean, it entices you to take people's loot because, you know, like, I think you only get experience with the guilds by doing the actual voyages. Like, as soon as you do that, you get your experience. But if you want gold, there's no easier way than, you know, hitting the folks as they try to enter in.
Another one is from TNW. I don't know.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
I've never heard of it. But they say
Tennessee National Wrestling.
No, that'd be awesome. It says Sea of Thieves promises booty, delivers tedium.
Yeah.
Well, see, I mean, one of the news stories I caught last night, I did the same thing that you're doing now.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's a developer that left Rare and chimed in like a whistleblower or whatever, said that Rare knew from the get-go that this was going to be a soulless, lifeless experience.
Maybe.
And to be honest with you, when I first saw this game, I was like, I don't get what you think you're going to do here.
Sure. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
We didn't. Yeah. Exactly.
But the best part of this game for me, and I don't know exactly what I'd score it, but the best part for me is the stories that I've been telling after the fact.
Exactly.
Like I'll leave a couple of poignant points out, but
first, I will so dig these in.
Played with Ryan Leaf, and apparently you can stow away on somebody's boat.
Oh yes, this story is amazing.
So we go to this island. We get off the island. We get on the island. Go search for the treasure chest. We turn around. All of a sudden, our ship is sinking. And we're like, "What the heck?" So we go. We
thought it was sinking.
Well, it was doing something.
We were like, "Wait, where's our ship?" And we saw the our ship coming around, and we're like,
"Yeah,
is that another ship?" And then like it started shooting cannons at us. We're like, "That's another ship."
But regardless, that ship was gone.
Yeah, we didn't know
it sank.
No, it didn't. Remember?
Well, yeah, but it sank. It had to.
No, it didn't. Like that's the thing that happened. So what happened was the guy. So we think our ship is sunk, and this ship
I went
going.
to a mermaid, and the mermaid took us back to an outpost island.
Yeah, that appears also when you go too far, or like when you're too far away from your ship. It's either when it sinks or that. So
okay,
but what?
The details don't really matter.
They do.
Oh no, these are great.
We recovered our ship, whether it was sunk or not.
Right.
But then it happened again.
Yes. I kept going.
We can't figure out where this enemy is.
I keep going back to our ship. Mm-hmm. And like every single time, John and them, they're trying to defend us. And I'm like, where the hell are they? And then I'm running back there and getting it. And I'm like, wait, why is the ship here? Why is this not sunk? And then the next time I go back, the ship is now crashing into an island because it's been run away. I'm like, what the is going on?
We had a 3-party. It was the 3 of us, but there's a max of 4. Somebody jumped into our game and we had no idea.
Oh, it doesn't give you an indication of your party size, or did y'all not?
Somebody was just trolling us and just wreaking havoc, and you can actually a majority vote.
Yeah, you can
put somebody in the brig. So they were telling me, John, go in and vote. Put this. Did
he not know what to do?
No, I knew what to do.
Okay.
Put this guy in the brig. And that's the moment where Ryan Leaf showed his
true colors.
His rage.
And he used a colorful metaphor. And, he was okay after the fact. Once I don't know, you and I thought it was hysterical.
Oh, yeah. But, and he like after a minute, he realized, because like the guy came in and he was really nice about it. He was like, guys, I just want you to know I've been in your party the whole entire time. There's never been another boat. I've just been.
So he unmuted himself?
Yeah. Like he said, he came in and once he realized we were on the island, he just went ahead and muted his mic and he just started listening to us and would just he would wait for me to leave and then he'd raise the anchor and he would just start firing and driving around the island. And like the moment he told us this,
that makes me so happy.
I was like, sir, I'm sorry we just put you in this brig because that is a masterful troll.
No kidding. I mean, and it's just like stuff. It's just moments you just telling people about your experience. I was telling Clarissa the other night that, I second night out, me and Chris got on a boat and he showed me how to puke on the deck.
Yeah, I got drunk.
and to be honest,
it was hilarious.
Yes.
I'd never seen anything like that before. And I'm watching Chris just weave and bob.
I don't know if we approached you in this way before, but that is exactly why we love playing online. It's not necessarily, a lot of times it is the game kind of blended with the experience of playing with a Ryan Leaf and a Chris and having those things to go talk about. Because when you, like you said, you go tell your wife, I was on a boat and we puked and Chris did the jig or whatever he did. What was that dance he did?
Apparently, I pulled out my accordion while I was drunk and I was trying to play, and then I would keep throwing up on the accordion.
And that's why, that's the allure of playing online with people.
Mike would drink and then chase me around the deck trying to.
And every now and then fall off of the ship. So it's just great.
Yeah.
I mean,
and that people say that what y'all are describing, that's exactly what makes this game fun. If you've got friends,
exactly,
you want to play this game. If you don't have friends, stay away from the game.
Well, you don't even need. I wouldn't say you don't need friends. You just need people with microphones. And that's the thing that's really nice because, like I said, there's a lot of games where now, and Sean, you know this, when it's online, everyone just gets in their parties and you never get to talk to someone. Like, you pretty much have to do something through motion that impresses people enough that they feel like they want to invite you to your party. This game is just like, even when you load up, they tell you the best way to play this game is to just put your headset on and not get in a party, because you need to talk to people and you'll have a blast real quick communicating with people.
I think it would be a shame if this game... I like this game because of the stories I've told.
Yeah.
I like the game because of the beautiful world, and I like the game because... I would say I love the game because I know what this game can become.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
That's fair.
It's not that complicated. Give your character a basic story arc. Make it a little bit more customizable. Give that character a story, and everybody in the world, all the NPCs or whatever, react to you with that story in mind, with that background in mind. They know who you are, where you came from, what you're out to prove as a pirate on the seven seas. Make the missions a little bit more in depth. Enemy variations.
Yeah.
Make them.
Have you guys heard anything about patches or updates that are going to come out?
Rare has said they have content
intended.
planned for the whole year. Because they're apparently like, this game is supposed to have like a 5 or 10 year plan from everything I've heard.
Well, that's good.
But
it could be accelerated.
The question is, how quickly does it come out and how well does it appease people? Because we've seen this. Like, The Division came out. Everyone loved the first couple of hours.
Absorbed it really fast.
And got to the end game and they said, this is it. And like, it took forever for that first DLC to come out. So a majority of people dropped off, and I think it's recovered to some degree since then.
Yeah, Division 2 is coming out.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, though, they lost probably what they, where they could have ended up could have been a lot bigger than where they probably are now, in part because of the DLC problems. I kind of wonder, like, I want something like a DLC that comes out and it's like something like a Goonies style mystery, like go off and go to these different islands where you have to hop around and you're doing this story where you're putting different threats up at different times and put some humor to it. I also like want it when I go to port. Like, the thing that sucks right now, as beautiful as it looks, the only people there are the vendors.
Don't say it's lifeless.
Oh, there's no one there. It's like these empty things, and you're like, that's not what a pirate port is to me. Like a pirate port is like, you go in, there's other pirates walking.
I need to hear that like
and,
piratey music. I need to hear chatter. I need to see people.
And that's like, even when you play something like Black Flag, that made it fun was like when you went to port, it was just as exciting or entertaining as when you were on the sea. So I want to see some of that, and I'm willing to wait. And like I said, I would gladly come back, even if I don't keep Game Pass the whole entire time. I wouldn't have a problem like in October this year saying, okay, I'm going to get Game Pass because there's something else coming out, hopefully Halo, and I can play this too and see where it's at. My fear is that a lot of people aren't going to stick around unless they just really, really love this. Because, I mean, yes, it's had a very strong community online since the alpha began last year, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to support it. I would say that it's dead.
And they better hurry up because that Ubisoft game is right around the corner.
Yeah.
And I bet you they use everything that Assassin's Creed built for Black Flag, because you talk about the world being alive. That storyline, which a lot of people forget, that storyline was about the preservation of Port Royal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This pirate island that everybody was like a mecca for pirates. So
I like the word mecca.
Mecca.
I mean, this is around the corner, and Ubisoft is like taking notes.
Yeah.
You think so?
I
don't know. That game to me feels like, I don't know if it will be a story driven thing too much. Like, to me, I think that's like
I'm
more
not
of
saying
a
it's story driven, but they're taking everything that Sea of Thieves is left out of the game, and they're going,
well, they're giving you exactly what you want in that game. It's just going to be about combat and, putting you right there. And it's like, look, your favorite part of Sea of Thieves is when you actually get to fight our players. Well, we're just going to always let you fight our players and you ain't got to worry about it. Here it is. I don't know.
I mean, to be honest, fighting other players in Sea of Thieves is what I'm kind of grateful I got to avoid.
Mm. It is nice.
I don't
for
want
every
to.
Chris, there's a John.
I don't want to do that.
No,
I don't want to go take people's crap.
Yeah.
Which means I'm not a worthy pirate.
I like to do it every now and then, but I definitely if I had stuff going on, I didn't want to see anyone. Like if I have a ton of chests on board, I want to get to port. Yeah,
I get you.
So, Mike D, on the other hand, he would just be like,
let's go.
We could have 50 chests on board. We need to go get that galleon. We're in a sloop.
I don't know what that means. All this pirate
I could see his completionist mentality playing in that game because he's like, we're on the boat 100 yards away from the shore, and he goes, I think I see a barrel out there.
Yes.
I'm like, so what?
Let's
go.
He very much loves to collect everything.
Get down below and swab the deck.
Ooh,
I don't know. We'll see. I hope this, I'll say this. I thought a couple of years ago when Rainbow Six Siege came out and kind of really fell apart early on, that game was done. And now that game is one of the most popular games out there. The same with For Honor. And even I think The Crew has a very hyped up base going into this summer when that comes out.
We'll see, man.
So I know it's possible, and I definitely know that.
Well, you're talking like you're not going to play it anymore.
No, right now. Well, I mean, I have to put it down for right now because we got so many other things to play, which sucks. But it is what it is. But I kind of agree. I don't know how long I could just sit there and say I'm going to go get these gold chests or fight these same skeletons or go collect chickens and pigs.
I think the scores have been fair.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
What are the scores?
I mean, they're in the 71 now on Metacritic?
Yeah, I would say it's about a 7 right now for me.
Oh, you're just going to jump to tell us your Richard right now?
Yeah, my Richard's a 7.
I'm actually lower.
Oh, okay.
But that's not because I think of anything negative about the game. I think it's this is, I don't know if Chris is going to go back to it, but I want to go back to it, but I want to go back to more. This game is this game is amazing in so many different ways.
This fall, me and you, we're going to be like freaking Jack, and we're going back to the island together.
So not Jack Sparrow?
No.
Okay.
I hate Jack Sparrow.
What?
Jack Sparrow!
You do? You hate Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah.
I'm very...
I like the first movie.
Yeah, it was good.
I'm very excited about what this game can become.
Yes, it could become something great. But right now, it's like...
And if it does, I'll be there.
I really do think they put this out when they did because they wanted something to entice Game Pass. And that's fine because it's a game that works. It's not like this game breaks or crashes. It runs.
Since day one, they got it pretty legit then?
You get it when you get into the game. It runs. You don't have frame rate issues. There's never.
But that's
that's because you're online.
That's funny.
He's over there.
He put his gerbil to work. He's like, come on,
dude. I'll go upstairs, and the frame rate will kick me back down.
Yeah,
down below.
Yeah.
What? In a gunfight, it's that's not good.
I mean, the game is freaking amazingly beautiful.
You live in a city where you could have amazing internet,
but.
How much should you pay for good internet?
As much as it needs.
I don't have any cable or anything packaged with mine. Mine's $54 a month.
I don't have any cable either.
Yeah, $54 a month is what I pay.
Easily worth every
permanently.
Huh? It might go up, but I can usually.
Then you switch. Then you find a competitor.
The max it's ever gone up to is $60, and every single time I just call and go hey, do you guys have a new offer? And they go sure, we'll give you an offer because you go if you're not, I'm gonna go to AT&T.
Sir, we just like to reward your loyalty by increasing your monthly bill.
Yeah.
Yes,
thank you for being our customer.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only business in the world that does that.
Car insurance, health insurance,
pretty much everything that
McDonald's,
is
Burger King.
I don't know what you're talking about.
They raise their prices after time. It's called inflation.
Oh my god.
It happens.
But he's not talking about inflation.
I'm not talking about that.
Yeah.
You're dumb.
I'm not dumb.
Yeah.
Everything in the world raises its prices. What I'm getting at.
You're right. Cable companies are not evil.
They are evil.
They are evil.
Cut the ties.
And you want games to be the same.
Cut the ties like Chris did.
I did.
But you got internet still because you haven't invented free internet that's
What do you want me to do? Get a gerbil?
I just told you. Invent free internet that's fast.
I already have a gerbil.
Get it out of your...
Wait, did I say
Didn't
that
Al
out loud?
Gore try to do that?
He invented the internet.
Yeah. He's Al Gore.
Yeah.
TV's Al Gore. Wait,
what? We didn't get John's official number.
He also invented
what's your
climate
official
change. What?
Oh.
It's real.
I thought
It is.
What is
put
my,
that out there.
I'm
Yeah,
an
you didn't
average.
say.
I'm an average 6.5.
Okay. So 7, 6.5. And I think those are fair scores.
Yeah.
I don't
I'll
have
tell
a
you
problem
this.
with that.
The font of the game, the title, it looks legit.
Beautiful.
That looks like a pirate game.
It does.
Just saying.
A lot of things.
The font department did good.
Also, first update that needs to happen. I need the update where I can put a parrot on my shoulder. Because
That's only for the captain. And now you're assuming
I'm the captain now.
You're assuming you're the captain.
I'm the captain now.
That was one of the greatest parts of that movie.
Yeah, isn't it? Listen to me.
Do you know what we're talking about, John?
He doesn't watch those movies.
Why? What's wrong with that movie?
He hates Paul Greengrass.
Who's Paul Greengrass?
What movie?
Captain Phillips.
That was a great movie.
Yeah.
Say it, Chris. When the dude said this,
listen to me. I am the captain now.
Yeah, everybody knows that line. It was panned, just like the movie was.
What? It got nominated for Best Picture.
I didn't see the movie.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I hate the movie.
you are such a Richard.
One of the best Tom Hanks acting jobs in his career.
So we started the show talking about Tom Hanks.
Dude, this is Tom Hanks.
In news, we have to bring Tom Hanks in there some kind of way.
There's a snake in my boot.
What are you doing?
I don't know. Someone
Don't bust right now.
Don't bust.
Well, just someone was in the water hole. Buzz. Fly, Buzz. We ready to go to the news?
I don't know. I guess so. Since John don't want to chime in with the Tom Hanks.
Yeah,
it's cool.
He's too busy looking at his phone.
Yeah, don't worry about it, John.
Yeah,
we'll send you a check, man.
Thanks. Let's go to news.
Wait, are you supposed to say wrap this up?
No, that's later.
No, it's right now.
No, that's when we go to emails.
Is it later?
Yeah.
We still
You are old and dumb. Yeah, let's go to the news.
All right.
Hot off the press and straight to your ears. Weekly Games Chat presents the news.
Look at all that peak. Fortnite Mobile.
Why is Penny's Duke hole on me right now?
Huh?
Penny's entire Duke hole just got on me.
Oh, because she just wants you to know.
Can I say Duke hole?
Sean, she's ovulating.
Oh, no.
Oh. Get the peanut butter.
God! Well, now we're going to Al Pacino.
He's a sadist!
I was on the ground. I cared for man. Okay. Fortnite.
Yeah.
Released on mobile.
Yes, it did. Big news, Chris.
And within 24 hours, the game had topped the iOS charts in 47 countries. I want to know which ones it didn't. In fact,
Chris, there's a lot more countries than just over 47.
I know. That's why I want to know which ones.
It'd be a lot more countries than the ones who it did top.
Mm. What were the other ones doing? What's the other 100 doing that have? Well, wait. How many countries is iOS available in?
Right.
And how many of those was it not the top? That's the question.
What were they doing?
Yeah, exactly. What the heck? Like Australia's like, nope,
not today.
nope. I'm gonna play Words with Friends.
It's a good one.
In fact, it ranked in 1.5 million in app purchases within its first 72 hours.
That's 3 days, John.
Yep. This is impressive due to the fact the game is invite only. As a whole, Fortnite's revenue of 126 million in February has surpassed PUBG. Another impressive feat, seeing that revenue is generated by in-game purchases only. Which, I mean, still doesn't really surprise me, just because it's on three or every platform now.
Well, if it carried the trend over, like, in the on the app, like it does in the game, where the only way it makes money is by you buying things for your people.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, then it works. People want the things that they give you. They've got a way of doing that to where when you play this game, you want to have that cool character, that cool skin, that cool stupid thing you fly in on, and people spend their money on it. I'm one of them.
I understand.
It's crazy.
I mean, like we have friends that they don't care, and I mean, like it's like a WoW skin, which is really weird because with WoW you can earn so many amazing skins by not buying them. Whereas in this game, they kind of limit, of course they have some cool things they offer, but the best stuff, really, the choice stuff is what you pay for. And you're saying, people just don't mind going here's $25.
Well, and that's the thing, because in WoW, friend of the show, Josh, your bestie, there are people that look down on you if they know you went and bought, say
you
a
didn't
mount.
earn it.
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute.
I mean, when I got my dragon mount, that took me a month and a half.
Yeah.
I had to care for an egg every day. That was hard.
You've got a mount, I don't have it. I'm kind of jealous.
Mm-hmm. Slow down.
Slow down.
Honey, where's Tommy's college fund? Fortnite.
Yeah, pretty much.
Tommy.
And that's my two
I feel
cents.
like you should have gone with Andy,
Yeah, or something.
right? Because then we could have kept it to
Tom Hanks, yeah,
and Toy Story.
Are we technically bringing Tom Hanks up in the news? Can we hit the checkbox?
Check.
Well, Andy was the kid in the movie
yes.
Toy Story.
That's why he said instead of Tommy, say Andy. Because then we could have did the thing.
Then we could have said like we killed his college fund. You can be Andy's dad because we've never seen Andy's dad.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Remember that time we cried in Toy Story 3?
No,
You didn't. You didn't.
Well, he's heartless.
I don't remember it that much.
He didn't even cry, and
Dude, it was
he
devastating.
didn't even cry at the beginning of Up.
Which is you shouldn't be able to be called a man if you didn't cry at the beginning of Up.
And you think
It's a funny story because I was dating somebody at the time and we went to see Up and I cried in the opening scenes of Up and she said, "Men don't cry."
Then that's why you divorced that person's relationship.
exactly? You walked out of that theater and you never came back.
Yeah, I don't know where she is now. I hope she's burning in hell.
Dang.
I hope you poured your popcorn on her head and walked out.
No, it was after the fact.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, after the fact, then
Here it goes.
Vivendi, Vivendi
Terrible.
is done.
After the fact,
Vivendi, MeUndies.
Vivendi is actually French for after the fact.
There you go.
Did you know that, Chris?
I did not. The long-running battle between
true.
Ubisoft
that's not true.
and Vivendi has
There's
finally come
there's
to an
gullible
end.
written on the ceiling.
I didn't
That's
really
not
believe it,
gullible.
but yeah. Anyways, the long-running battle between Ubisoft and Vivendi has finally come to an end, with Vivendi agreeing to sell its entire stake in Ubisoft. The agreement states that the company will sell all of its shares to Ubisoft, which amounts to 27.3% of the company.
Percent, Chris. Why couldn't you just say percent?
Okay. Tencent has also entered into a partnership with Ubisoft to extend into the Chinese markets. I think, like they said, it was Tencent and then like some Canadian like teachers union
That
came,
was weird.
that came
was
together
really,
to
really
get
weird.
this done. But I'm just so happy for them.
What is
that-
what is your teachers union doing? Oh, they're investing in video games?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're drinking Timmy
Well,
Hortons and buying video games.
It works so well for the state of Rhode Island. Why not do it again?
Yeah.
But hey,
Hey,
hats off to them.
Did you know
for
Kurt
that
Schilling
getting done.
and Tom Hanks were best friends?
I couldn't.
Do they share Twitter feeds together?
It's just not a true statement. I just say things.
I couldn't figure out how to put Vivendi into the statement one more time, and Ubisoft, good stuff. Good for
couldn't.
them.
I gave
Good for
him
them.
I gave him the code. I was trying to get him over,
I got you.
and he. I
I
forgot.
thought you were dancing to the walkage upstairs that we hear right now.
Yeah, that doesn't happen too often, but it did today. But yeah, I'm just happy for them because I know they've been trying to avoid this now for about 3 years, and it always seemed like it was going to happen. It doesn't work over there, John. If y'all could see what's going on right now.
That's great.
But you know what? They celebrated by saying they've announced 2 new studios. Yes, Ubisoft has 2 new studios with offices in Mumbai, India, and Odessa, Ukraine. The Odessa studio will be in development on the Ghost Recon franchise, while the Mumbai team will join the development team of a yet unnamed AAA game, as well as the development of Ubisoft's live services. There's been that rumor forever that they're like doing some sort of space game at some point, like, you know, because they put in they put like an Easter egg for it in Watch Dogs 2. So I guess that's what it could be, or maybe they're just making more pirate games. Something.
Now you're just talking. You're just spreading rumors, Chris.
Maybe they're making new Splinter Cell.
I can't think of a science fiction-y game that they do. Do they?
They don't have anything that's grounded in science fiction at all. At all. Not one thing they've ever done.
Tighten up.
Yeah. No.
Unless he's being sarcastic.
I am.
What was it? Am I missing it?
Assassin's Creed.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
guess-
come on. That's like,
That's kind of science fiction-y.
Yeah. I mean,
except it never tells the story through science fiction. It tells it through.
yeah, but still. I mean, yeah, I get it. It's like it's historical fiction in a way, but it's
In a big
based
way.
in sci-fi. Yeah.
I roll and move on.
COD.
So the
Modern
answer is
Warfare.
no. Moving on.
COD Modern Warfare 2. Or actually also, what's the other game? The one that's got the sequel coming out. That's a sci-fi game. With the pig. And the monkey.
Beyond
Yeah,
Evil?
Beyond Good and Evil. That's a sci-fi game. Ha!
Was it that hard?
Yes, it was. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 rumors. New rumors are hinting that a remastered Modern Warfare 2 will only have a single-player campaign. Seeing as how the game is priced at $25, this should come as no surprise in hindsight. Does this defeat the purpose, and will you still play it?
Why are you looking at me? Yes. Yeah. I don't know.
That campaign wasn't even that great, if I remember.
Just pulled it up. I believe it was the greatest campaign of all time.
Like, we did a list, and literally that was number one.
No, it's kind of, I don't know. I hope that this is just a rumor because even at the price of $25, it's an old game.
Yeah.
So that price feels okay.
Old is in what platform?
Old as in, I don't know.
360,
but it's still
2009.
Old. But it's a game everybody's played. Give me online with it. You tighten up for a little server. Let us log on and kill each other.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like,
That's long.
I like Call of Duty, and their campaigns are fun, but if I was going to go back to this, if I was a guy who was a fan, I'm probably wanting to go back to play the multiplayer maps.
Do you know who's very excited about this?
Shishmate?
No, I'm going to... Not you,
Penny?
Shut
Penny's
up.
excited.
There's one person right now who's so excited that there's a Call of Duty single player campaign, and you're welcome, G. Sanders. You're welcome.
That's funny. That's funny. Nintendo at E3.
Yeah. Oh, that stuff's coming up, guys.
Nintendo has launched its official E3 website. Currently, the site is bare bones, but it does contain the advertisements for the Super Smash Bros. International and Splatoon 2 World Championship. This should make for a strong presence at E3. It's also assumed that Nintendo will pass on a press conference once again in favor of their traditional Nintendo Direct format. Doesn't surprise me.
Well, no, because especially with the way the last Nintendo Direct did, it was so strong. John and I both agree that they're going to follow up with a smashing Nintendo Direct at E3 this year.
I hope they do well. I mean,
fanboy alert.
I'll say this one doesn't really matter as much for them, I think, because like
Switch is out. It's more
Switch is out. They're going to announce something, and then like they'll have another one this summer, and they'll announce some more. So it's like,
and in the interim, stuff will come out.
Yeah, they're not like the other two where they put everything into E3. I think that's been pretty obvious. Mm-hmm. There'll probably be a big game, I'm sure. Whatever their big fall game will probably.
They're going to announce that Metroid is going to be released this year.
Oh no, it's been delayed to 2025.
Nope, they're going to bring it back and
it's coming to Switch too.
They were like, nope.
It's called SNES Switch.
We were SNES Switch Cube 64.
We would like to switch.
They're just going to abbreviate it to Snitch.
Yeah. That'd be funny.
Really?
But,
nothing?
Yeah. Someone, boy.
I got to ask after you read this next thing if John has this one game on there. So let's see.
Okay. Nintendo's top selling indies. I believe they did a little indie direct here, right?
Indie direct.
This is where this came from. SteamWorld Dig 2 is number one. Stardew Valley. Then Kamiko, Celeste, Fast RMX, Golf Story, Enter the Gungeon. Is that right? Or is it Dungeon? I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, it is Gungeon. He doesn't make mistakes.
Overlooked.
You just
to the
did.
tape.
Like you just did.
Yeah, I know. Overcooked, NBA Playground, and Shovel Knight rounds out the top 10.
John, do you have SteamWorld Dig 2?
Mm-hmm.
Is it
That's
good?
a good game.
Very.
Yeah.
See, I want to buy it. On that list, also, I want a Golf Story because that game looked amazing.
I want to get...
It's getting surprisingly high praise.
Golf Story? Surprising?
I've actually...
To who?
Sean's got my number today.
I've wanted to...
He thinks I'm
even though I don't have a Switch anymore, I've wanted to get Overcooked on something for a while. But
get it on your PC.
Well, I've heard you have to play with other people really to get the enjoyment. So
that's something you like to do.
Maybe if someone named Shishmaywood would get it, I might get it too.
I don't know who he's talking about.
Yeah, I don't know.
The Shmishmaywood character.
I mean, you guys could both get Stardew Valley.
I do have Stardew Valley.
Oh, do you?
I have it on PS4. Okay. I'm not getting it on Switch.
I got it for my wife.
Your wife?
She loves it. For
cool.
the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no Diablo 3.
Yeah, it's no her favorite game of all time, but
Cyberpunk
probably fine.
2077 will be at E3 and will be shown at some capacity while the game is not being launched with the multiplayer mode. According to President Adam. According to President Adam Kikinski. Whatever.
You're going with Kikinski.
Yeah, we're going with it.
Soda Popinski.
Soda Kikinski, yeah.
He says, we haven't announced that yet. We will announce it just before. First, we're going to deliver players a huge story-driven role-playing game for a single player, as was the case with Witcher 3. As to further extensions of the game, I don't like to comment on that, but I'm not saying it's not going to be the case because we already said in the past we want our future projects to integrate online components at some point.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. There was another big thing that came out today, or big rumor, that apparently they're developing this with next-gen consoles in mind.
Oh, like PlayStation 5s.
Yeah, like stuff where they're like, we don't know what the specs will be, but that's what we're
Xbox
trying to play.
X2.
90 gajillion teraflops.
And the old Nintendo Stitch.
This is one of my most hyped games. And,
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to play
And I'm
this.
wondering when I see it in its full form, I go,
I don't want to play
I don't want
that.
to play that.
You're only excited because it has the word cyberpunk in it, I think.
To be fair, you walked in.
But you like steampunk.
You walked in today and saw
I
a
like
game
them
you didn't
both.
know.
Which one do you like? Like if they're both at 1, which one's 1A and 1B?
Steampunk is
1A.
was one.
Yeah. Cyberpunk a close
Cyberpunk.
second?
Very no, nah.
Yeah, right. It's more of a 2. See what I'm saying?
It's bringing up the rear, but it's still number 2.
Just remember, you walked in today and you saw a game that you didn't know you thought was pretty, and then you saw it played, and you were like, "Ooh, I might want to play that, or at least give it a shot." So you never know.
But my favorite, it bumps it up because my favorite number is actually 2077.
Oh,
First of all, that's not true.
is that the year you project to die? Is that why?
That'd be an amazing life.
Man,
Yeah, right.
looks like we made it.
We're all on the way there.
Yeah.
Darkness. MPD sales for February. Sony took back the top spot for consoles in February, becoming the best-selling console in the United States. Overall, hardware sales were up 55% over last year. Here are your top games of the month.
Yeah.
1, Monster Hunter World. 2, Call of Duty. 3 is NBA 2K, then followed by Dragon Ball Z Fighters, or Dragon Ball Fire Z. I always want to say Dragon Ball Z first.
It's just fighters.
Yeah, I know.
That's
Whatever. Then some cheap little game called GTA 5.
I'm so sick of this game.
But you know who's not? About 80 million people, apparently.
Yeah.
UFC 3, Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Ugh.
Right? Mario Kart 8. Did I just say Mario Kart?
You did say Mario Kart plus 8.
Mario Kart plus 8, Super Mario Odyssey, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six The Siege.
That is the second month in a row for
Siege?
for Monster Hunter.
Yeah. Not too surprising. Yeah, there really wasn't anything, right?
I guess.
Wait, where's Shadow of the Colossus? That's
Yeah.
actually surprising.
No, because that.
Nah.
Remake? I don't know.
Those games,
Remake!
His games are critical success. I mean, but financially, man.
Yeah.
But
Meh.
I'm wondering because I can't put my finger on it. What do you guys think? What do you think? Put the PS4 back on top. Am I missing something? Was there a bundle
it's
that came out?
cheaper and Monster Hunter World's out and God of War's coming, and I mean, there's just a lot of things to play on that system
I don't know.
that would get you if you're not. I mean, like, here's the thing. Unless you're really, really wanting a Switch right now, what's out right now on that console that honestly, besides like Kirby, right, that just recently came out, that isn't just an indie game that you are running out to buy this for?
All the games you saved your money for, like Zelda, Mario Kart 8.
Sure,
Splatoon
that'd be
2,
the
Odyssey.
I said, like, that would be the.
You can't dismiss that. Those are big things. But like coming up, you're right. The PlayStation or the Xbox seems to have more potential for things. And
Exactly.
if you're futuring yourself.
future. I think if
The future.
See, I think if you're more likely that kind of person, unless you're like a kid or something like that, I think you've already bought your Switch. Like, there's a reason why it was one of the fastest selling or the fastest selling for its first year. And it deserves that credit. Like, I think everyone who wanted to play those games, they got on board as quickly as they could.
People are still buying Switches.
Oh yeah, they are. I mean, we don't know who finished second or third.
By my data,
yeah.
When I go to the same stores I go to weekly, and the Switch stock goes down in between each week.
Anecdotal.
It is. Just like John and I at Best Buy, we saw copies of, was it Kirby? There was only 2. And we were like,
well, that should tell you something.
We were like, yeah. No, we thought people bought them because there was a ton of Destiny 2 and all this other stuff. But then we went to another store and there was a big stack of Kirby.
Wasn't that big?
I mean, but yeah, think about it. Like, right now, if
there's a big stack of Kirby.
There's like a new bundle for PS4 and PS4 Pro. It feels like
for the God of War thing.
Yeah, there's the God of War one. Did they do one for Monster Hunter or not?
Now, John, that could.
Did they?
No, that could be it. There's a couple of bundles that are coming out that people have put pre-orders on. I don't know how that factors into the overall sales.
And we know somebody.
We do know somebody personally, and I don't know how close the PlayStation was to.
Yeah, we don't know.
Last month, if it was just a couple of 1,000 units or whatever.
So I don't know. But
further research.
I mean, shoot, they're the biggest in the world right now, so it never surprises me that Sony's one.
No, I'm not surprised. I'm just wondering if there was something.
You sounded surprised.
You were like, what? That was a terrible what?
Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
it kind of let me down.
I'm sorry.
Just
Someone poisoned the water. Elder Scrolls expansion Somerset. The Elder Scrolls next expansion has been announced. It will launch on PS4 and Xbox One on June 5th. Hey, it's 4 days before my birthday. Players will get to explore the Isle of Somerset for the first time since Elder Scrolls Arena. Yeah, that's a long time ago. Somerset features a main story that concludes with the Daedric drama, which started in Oryzum DLC. I don't know if I said that right. Players new to the ESO will be able to jump right into Somerset without having to play previous content. I wonder if that means they're going to let you level up or something. I have no idea. But good for you, Elder Scrolls. Details on the Atari box. The Atari box is a Linux-based living room PC. It is similar to Steam Machine. It will run a custom version of Linux with a console-like interface aimed at being accessible. You will have the ability to download retro games and modern games. It's targeting a price point of $250 or $300. As far as power goes, they're calling it, quote, a good laptop without a keyboard.
You just got to buy you a keyboard.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one sexy slogan.
Yeah. It's
a pretty good laptop.
Atari box.
It's an
Acer.
Good
laptop.
It's a good solid
without
Acer.
A keyboard.
I don't know. I don't know who's running. I mean, I guess there's I'm sure there's a crowd for the real classic stuff, but
not for $300.
For $300 now.
Well, we got to know more about it. You know, the Steam.
I just told you all of it.
The Steam backs people are buying. And do you care about buying a Steam machine?
Not really.
But people buy it. You know, and if they inject themselves into a world where what they're offering people want, we're going to end up having an Atari backs.
I just wish Atari would not rely on that classic design with the wood finish. Do be something different. Like offer the retro stuff, but don't.
Yeah, for what it is, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
It does.
Does it?
It doesn't look
What's
modern.
got great?
I think your guys are wrong because when Atari was Atari, that was what it was,
and then it died.
Right, and now it's back. So it's like, look,
think
you're wrong.
You know what would be bigger?
What else
to me?
could they do?
The bigger thing to me would be ColecoVision. I would actually want to play some of those. I always thought that was better than Atari, personally. Star Wars open world. EA is hiring for a new Star Wars project. The job listing is for a lead online engineer who will lead a team to deliver online features for a Star Wars open world project. The listing is for EA Vancouver, as we do know that they are on work at what was once Amy Henning's directed Star Wars project at Visceral Games. What would you like to see in a Star Wars open world?
Everything.
I'd like to see some tauntauns.
The first thing I thought about. the first thing I thought about, of course, is how Warcraft took its world, and made World of Warcraft.
I remember when they did Star Wars Galaxies.
Well, if they make a just an open world Star Wars game that immerses you as a player,
but they did.
No, I mean in today's world, right? To where you create your guy and you go, it would. I'd be in.
Yeah.
You know what I want to see in a Star Wars open world? a cantina.
That'd be nice.
With some bands. I want to see lightsabers. I want to see tauntauns. I want to see Darth Vader.
I don't care about that. They won't do anything like that.
No, they should. In the same way that the big games show their big characters, you just interact with them.
Well,
yeah.
I don't know. Like, and here's the thing: like when you're making a game like this, of course, Disney has all the power.
I know, and they're not going to let
like,
you in some game kill off a character before the story's supposed to.
They might even be like, "We're not going to let you put this in here because then it establishes that's canon."
Yeah,
some
you're right.
Yeah,
you know what? For a minute there, I got very optimistic about what could be.
Yeah.
And then I realized, exactly.
Wait. Yeah, it's Disney.
Yeah. You're
I
right.
don't know. I hope it ends up
But what I like
good.
seeing in Star Wars Open World, Disney allowing people to be a little creative.
I'd like to see them not kill a game and just let it come out.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Chris. Snap back to reality right there.
Right? Finally this week.
Whoa, we got a cramp. He got a cramp.
He's chewing up. He's destroying something right now. Finally this week. God of War one-shot style. Cory Barlog, which just sounds like a creature from a God of War game, the director of the upcoming God of War game, revealed that the game will be one single shot with no cuts. There are no cutscenes, no load screens, no camera cuts, no fade to black. The idea was not new to him, as he had previously pitched it for Tomb Raider's reboot. Reboot, right? Reboot.
Whoa.
Right? Quote, I had pitched it to Crystal Dynamics when I was working there on Tomb Raider, and everyone was like, that's crazy. We don't do that. End quote.
That's a weird approach to a video game. It's just going to be, you just play.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think what he's saying, it's like,
bro,
there's no like actual, it's kind of like how Uncharted is, or Tomb Raider was too, like where there's never a point where you're breaking out of the actual game engine. You're just showing what's there.
Uncharted had cutscenes.
Yeah, but they're all in-game engine. That's the thing. And like,
I don't think that's what
Tomb Raider has cutscenes in it. The first one.
Yeah,
it's just that they're all rendered within the game. Whereas like God of War, the old ones, it'd be like, okay, here's your gameplay. Now we're going to break away, and here is a completely rendered scene that is not running on the game's engine because we want to make it as pretty.
If that's
as
what he
anything.
means, that's cool. But that's not how I'm taking it. I'm taking it as you're just playing.
Yeah, I think that's like as far as the action, he's right. Like it won't ever break away from behind you.
You're just playing, but I think
the dude said there's no cutscenes, no load screens, no camera cuts.
There's going to be cutscenes, but what that means is
there's no cutscenes.
Listen.
Okay, I'm going to listen.
I'm calling in a cutscene incorrectly.
Okay.
When there's going to be scenes. In other words, it's not going to cut to a scene. The screen's not going to go black, and then you're going to go immediately into a CGI'd cutscene. The camera is going to be behind Kratos the whole time. It's like, it reminds me, I don't know if
Gears of War.
No, you remember when we played Ratchet and Clank? How it would go to a completely different video?
Yeah.
I understand that. I understand that's not going to be that. But I'm reading it as dudes like, when you start playing as Kratos, you just go.
No, but it's going to morph. It's going to use the camera, but it's going to stay on and morph into a scene that plays out.
That could be cool. We'll see.
It reminds me of that. I don't know. I don't know if it's. It's probably not one of his more famous ones. An Alfred Hitchcock film called Rope, and it's like a 90-minute to 2-hour movie, and it's one camera shot that pans to different parts of the house.
Or
it cuts one time because they ran out of film and had to redo the film, put the film in the spool.
More recently, Birdman was that way. Birdman is designed to look like one continuous shot from start to finish.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think they say there is cuts, but like the way it's edited, you could never tell.
Yeah.
Birdman, daddy a fly in any weather.
I mean, I could see
That's good.
I could see Tomb Raider rejecting that idea because clearly that's just not the vision they had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think Tomb Raider would have worked the same way with that in mind.
But no, I think he's saying that's what they did, and he's right.
No,
like
Tomb Raider.
Yeah,
they didn't. They rejected that idea.
Oh, did they? I thought they were saying the
literally
opposite.
just said,
"Oh,
we don't do that." End quote. You said that.
Wait, hold on.
What did you do?
Ah,
Are we still recording?
yeah, we're still recording.
Oh my god.
Wait, thought you said. Okay, wait.
I pitched the idea to Crypto Dice when I was working on Tomb Raider. I was like, that's great. We don't know that.
Ah, okay.
He just pitched it.
Ah, okay.
They rejected it.
Ah, okay. I guess I misread. But no, hey, I have to say though, the gameplay for that that's been coming out looks really good. Reminds me, like I was looking, I was like, oh, someone made a God of War game that's kind of like designed on a Gears of War physics engine. I was like, that's tight. So I can't wait to play.
If they kill Kratos,
they're not gonna.
I'm gonna be ticked.
I don't know.
I'm gonna be so ticked.
See, you're already fanboying this.
I hate this game.
Failed.
I hate this game.
You're already gonna look. Kratos is gonna spend the last half of this game sitting on a rock, projecting his image to protect his son, and you're gonna be all ticked off.
Speaking of
Pretty
spoilers,
much.
Yep.
I still don't like that. By the way,
But that's the first Star Wars they've released in 4K.
Ooh,
I'm excited to get that.
right. That's gotta be gorgeous in 4K, especially that one shot in the middle. You know what I'm talking about.
The one that goes
When he
completely
goes through.
silent.
Yeah. We ready to wrap this up?
never.
Electronic Man from the future!
You peaked like 10 times on that.
It'll be fine in post.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. See, John. Post is
If you
Tom
want
Hanks. What?
Tom Hanks writes in and said, "Who poisoned the water hole?"
Tom Hanks came in and said, "Where's Wilson? You guys never talk about him. He was my best friend."
See, that is what we call a joke that builds
Yeah.
to an amazing
It's called a
climax.
bit.
A little callback bit, whatever you want to. Yeah, John, that's comedy.
Tom
That's
Hanks
what I-
writes in from the streets of Philadelphia.
That's what I do. That's what I bring to the show, John. I'm dumb and I'm funny.
That's about it.
Yeah.
If you want to share your thoughts like Tom Hanks does, you can write in to weeklygameschat@gmail.com, just like Ben did.
Hey, Ben.
He says, "Hey guys, love the show, but I have to ask, what's this about John being a science denier? What does that exactly mean? Does he
What?
simply not believe in science? Regards, longtime listener Ben."
This is the greatest email ever.
Oh, so John, when did you decide you were going to become a flat earther?
When did you decide that you threw science books at your teachers and said, "I don't believe in this stuff"?
I think, Ben, we often tease John.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Yeah.
Because of maybe some of the other thoughts that we personally know he has. But I think John goes to the hospital whenever he's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What was
I don't know
that?
what. Probably
That
something.
was
Oh,
a-
there.
that
sounded
a-
like something coming from the.
That was a race car.
That was my guitar outside.
That was a race car, John. There's a
Turned
race
up to
outside.
11. John, why do you hate science?
You know, I got to take a picture of you now with a T-shirt on that says "I love science," right?
I would never wear a shirt like that.
Why don't you watch Bill Nye?
Because Bill Nye's not a scientist.
That's true. He's an engineer.
Yeah, you're right. He's a science guy.
Yeah, that's why he says science guy. He doesn't say doctor. Jeez.
He doesn't correct people when they say he's a scientist.
See, this is why everyone thinks you deny science right now.
I'm what they call a skeptic.
Yeah.
We'll just leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that.
Science is built on skepticism.
You would think.
I don't
It
like.
is.
I don't like when you waggle your finger. I prefer the head bob. There we go. I'm back.
Next up, Dano writes in, says, "Hey guys,
Hey, Dano. Good to hear from you, buddy.
Hey,
Thank you.
Dano.
Thank you all for a great podcast as usual. Following up on your in-depth answer on the future of PlayStation 5, what are your views of Microsoft staying in the console market with new iterations of Xbox 2, okay? Do you think Xbox One XXXX will be the last hardware they will put out, taking into consideration the new news about them going into the multi-format with the limited amount of exclusive games? P.S. By the way, I was amazed when they announced going multi-platform, considering I got an Xbox One X for exclusive games, and they have to show, all they have to show is Forza and Pirates. Hey, there's our games coming, Dano. PPS, in this console war, which would you say is the best console you've played the most on? Thanks again, your family-friendly channel. Always a pleasure to listen to. Well, let me tell you...
Mother. I would personally say that I've played, of course, the most on PlayStation 4.
Yeah. I would say it's there, but it's probably going to start skewing a lot more to Xbox One X.
As far as Xbox goes, I think they have a plan for what they think is the best, I guess, blueprint for their future.
That future.
Yeah, so I think having an Xbox, you're going to have plenty of games to play. I don't think that you're going to cut down on exclusives. But yeah, and I would say enjoy that console and go get yourself all the other ones too, because I assume that you're rich.
Yeah, we just think everyone is. You've got billions. I would say, look, when they say they're going multi-format, I mean, I think they're like, look, yeah, we don't care, and they've proven this with just about everything in the last 2 years. They do not care if you want to play on your PC or you want to play on your Xbox One X. What they care is that you're buying things and you're buying into the Microsoft environment. So, you're going to see them as much as possible try to make it where those two environments can speak to each other and work. Because when you're Microsoft, why wouldn't you want people playing more things on PC? You are the leading software provider for PCs around the world by a mile. You have the most business on your PC. This is where you make your money from. So it makes sense to want to steer people in that direction. And I wouldn't be surprised at some point if they really did just say, screw it, we'll pay Steam whatever we need to get them to come on board. And to be honest, because they understand that's a great investment.
There could be a point in history that either has already happened or is going to happen where we look back and go, Microsoft, they never really cared about the Xbox, maybe, but they really cared about the brand on PC and the gaming experience overall. I don't think that's the case right now, because I do think they love what they're doing with the Xbox, the One X, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's all going to be about where the money talks for them.
Exactly.
And if it depends on where it steers them to.
Well, it's like that's not their money though. Like, and they've said that, like, even though Xbox does great business and always has for them, their money is not there.
That's what I was trying to say. It's always going to be the PC.
Yeah, it's always going to be about Windows and Office. That's where the money is, and then also servers.
Servers.
So, for them, it's just, I think like this generation was just a reminder to them, and it was a gut check, because some people came in and they forgot why they started Xbox and what made Xbox work, and then become this great thing with Xbox 360. And it's kind of been like the last 3 years, it felt like Phil and whoever is under him trying to right the ship and be like, let's get back to what we do, which is make strong hardware and innovate on this industry and take chances.
I love the word
where
innovate.
They go.
Innovate is good.
I think that's where he's going. I don't think Phil Spencer would want to be at Xbox if he thought that was just going to die out.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. Hey, but great email regardless. Right. You got the boys talking.
John, you got anything? No, he's good.
John has checked up.
Yeah, he's ready for dinner.
It's not my area of expertise. What do you okay. I'm not going to pretend. I'm not going to blow you.
I don't have a certificate of expertise on that. I love you, John.
Next up,
I should just talk.
Daniel writes in.
Hold up. Let John. You good, John?
You okay?
We love you. We do love you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you look like you didn't sleep good last night.
I didn't.
Yeah, I shouldn't know that about you.
That's because Burgess should have been with you.
Know that.
You kept rolling over and kicking me.
Well, you wouldn't spoon. What? All right, and Daniel.
Daniel writes in and says, "What's up?
What's up?
Hey, Daniel.
I'm so sad that Dragon Ball Super ended this weekend, but in exchange for a video game or Naturo,
I think it's Naruto, right?
Oh yeah, Naruto. Thank you. Shippenden.
Naruto Shippuden.
Let me know if I can hit you guys up on the DM sometime. Ooh, you never know. Might soon finally, but I might soon finally buy that Xbox One S, and I've been playing around with the PC part picker recently, trying to make a somewhat budget build. I'm sorry I spoiled Black Panther end credits, but seriously, who hasn't seen that yet? I'm trying to think. Jeff? I think that's about it.
Has Mike seen it? I don't think he's seen it.
Nah. He says he loved Attack on Titan 2, but after Far Cry 5, which I know, already know that this episode will... Oh, no, you're wrong. You thought this episode was going to be about Far Cry 5, but we recorded it about 3 hours before Far Cry 5 got released.
Yeah. So in your face.
You're wrong.
You're
Daniel.
wrong, sir.
Take that.
Take that. Remember that song they did?
Let's just start being. You know what we should do? We should just. We should just start being hostile with our.
I just want you back for good. Want you back?
Shouldn't we do that? Shouldn't we just start being hostile with our listeners?
I do sometimes if it feels right, and that felt right then, Chris.
Yeah. Suck it, Daniel.
Hey, Chris, just let it go.
We have to go back?
No, Elsa.
I know. Got
it.
There's a. Oh.
There's a snake in my boots.
Let's see. I'm trying to look here. Could you guys try to do a topic on Attack on Titan 2? Well, Daniel, I will say this. None of us watch really that much anime, so there's pretty much zero desire, I think, for us.
I'm not watching anime. Chris watches some.
Yeah, technically, the one game I'm playing right now is kind of based on anime style a little bit. So
Ni no Kuni.
Yeah.
I will say
I don't know that.
Josh was excited. He didn't know if that was going to be the end of Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah.
Or was it the end of the series or just the end of the season? But he seemed to think it was the end of the season. So
yeah, that thing's like way too popular for them to kill it.
We'll see.
He said should also be should the next Xbox be called Xbox or Xbox Zero to compete with the PlayStation 5? I don't know about that.
Well, I prefer Xbox.
Yeah, if they come, if Phil just came on stage and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, Microsoft's Xbox."
It's not just an ordinary Bax.
Call it your mom's Xbox.
This Bax has over 45 teraflops. You can see it now. It would work. Let's see. Also, hold back, Nintendo, and please don't release a Switch sub-console like the Xbox One S or X and PlayStation 4 Slim / Pro. Go release a mini Switch rather than a Switch Pro. You're in a good place and don't ruin it. He's probably right about
Isn't
that.
the Switch like already kind of like a mini Switch?
I don't know how much smaller it could get. I mean,
That's what
it feels so good in your hand. No, I'm wondering if they will make one. I'm wondering if they'll make one. I'm wondering if they can make one at some point that maybe is like kind of like a iPad size. Or just like a large
Look, the sad realization is any sentence could be technically.
This is true.
So you got to pick and choose. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Michael Scott.
Yeah.
Let's see. If people are going to jump off a bridge, don't follow them. Yeah,
good statement.
Anyways, love the show. Let me know about the DM, and who knows, maybe we can meet up for an Xbox or Call of Duty World War II, PUBG or PUBG on PC. We'll gladly shoot you in the face on PUBG and PC.
I need you to read this last thing and then all the PSs.
Oh yeah. By the way, PS, you're
no. He said PUBG PC. Bye. Okay, and now
PS, your wife. PPS, your mom's bags. PPPS, that was my Richard hitting the table. PPPS, just the tip. And PPPPS, shut it down. We can't pay the coffee. Shut it down. Just shut it down. We can't do any more Tom Hanks, guys. PPS, never end it. And that's it for Daniel this week. And finally,
thanks, Daniel, for the email.
Aaron writes in. I don't think this is AA Aaron.
No, because it would say, "Hey guys, it's AA Aaron."
Yeah, that's what it always says. I think it's just Aaron.
This is another Aaron.
It's it's not even the Aaron we know personally. Yeah. Hey guys, if you guys are looking for an awesome game on Switch and you already beat Zelda and all the DLC, you've gathered every Moon in Mario, and you've 3-starred every cup.
Cup and cart, dude.
Okay, yeah, whatever. You're level 99 in Splatoon 2. You're a 99 overall in NBA 2K. No one is that.
I know some people.
You're Slate, really? Are their names 90 McNinerton?
That is one.
Or is it Tom Hanks? Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks balls out on 2K, dude.
You've slayed all the demons you could in Doom. You've rejected the hygiene while playing Skyrim. Your farm is glorious in Stardew. Kirby's friends list is maxed out. You find yourself thinking about Smash every day as you patiently wait. Then, if you haven't, you should play SteamWorld Dig 2.
John?
Right?
You can chime in, John.
Full circle. I think John may have mentioned it before. If you're a Metroidvania fan at all, even if you're not, it's a great game and absolutely perfect for the Switch. Yeah, perfect poop game, I would think.
I think it's, yeah.
Yeah. You rock, guys. Game on.
Technically, any Switch game is a good poop game because you can take it with you.
I mean, if somebody comes up to me and says, "I just bought a Switch, what do I buy?"
You're
the
not
first thing's probably going to be SteamWorld Dig 2.
Wow.
Yeah,
Over
absolutely.
Zelda.
Well, I mean, Zelda's not for everybody.
Oh.
You're not kidding
And I just
right
mean, no, I just mean in a
Like from the
downloadable,
store?
from the store. That's what
okay.
I'm mainly, because
Because
I
for
don't
a
think they
minute, I
sell
was
that
like,
as a physical.
now. Bro, they do.
I would tell them to get sliced.
I don't know if they do. I
Yeah,
just
I'll
say
take
things.
things.
I just say things.
Plus, they've already put the original SteamWorld on the Switch as well, which
Yeah.
is also an exceptional game. SteamWorld Dig 2, though, is, man, freaking good.
Freaking good.
Freaking
You heard it here, folks. Speaking of hearing things, Sean,
That's.
what were we hearing on the Twitter versus at Weekly Games Chat?
Just want to give a refollow or a follow back to at Medi Batty for the follow. She appears to be some sort of A&R for a particular record company, so that's pretty dope. If you remember last week, I said that we were mentioned on this like list of Go Follow Friday things, and one of those we mentioned. Let's see, yeah, that person was involved too, but at 4P Gaming, I think was also listed on that thing. I think. But anyway, we mentioned 4P Gaming, and they wanted to thank us, and they say, hey guys, huge thanks to the guys at Weekly Games Chat for another mention on their podcast. And then they showed me what they put. It's a really fun podcast. Every Wednesday, a new game is on the topic for the week. The guys cover all platforms and always value for a laugh. Check them out. And then he's got a screenshot of Kirby Allies, the show. See right here, guys? See right here?
Ah.
And then there's hashtags your wife, hashtag it's been
Your
a while,
wife.
hashtag podcast. Really cool follow from at Sing Lions. That's a restaurateur and chocolatier. So that's pretty cool. The guys are, as I'm going through my phone, they got stuff pulled up on the interwebs. And
That's not true one bit. We're listening to everything.
It's really funny. Let's see. I got to scroll. There was one thing I really wanted to talk about. I want to get his name so I'll make sure I say it. Where is it at? Y'all talk about something for a minute.
What'd you say?
Yeah. Y'all do a little bit of filler because I got to go way up. Because that Follow Friday stuff, there was a gajillion retweets and likes and all of that. Well, we got a couple more follows at Dev High, or I should say at Dev High 263. Thank you for the follow. At GoonCon, GunnyCon,
Gundam Con?
something like that. Oh, no, Gundam Con. Where the heck did it go? I'm normally not this. Okay, there it is. At Chap Mad, I said at Weekly Games Chat, yo, I've never played a Far Cry game. When you cover FC5, can you recommend where to start on the series for newbies? Thanks.
I would say
You start anywhere you want.
Yeah, you could start. The easiest jumping in point for most people is the third one because it's available on current gen on Steam, and it's pretty much if you play the third one, you'll be able to jump into the fourth one just as easily.
What's the? It's available on current gen.
I believe so. I could be wrong on that. I know it's definitely available pretty easily on
Xbox.
Probably, yeah, definitely in backwards pat for Xbox and definitely on Steam. So doesn't take much to run it these days.
Do you know the definition of insanity?
That is such a good game.
That's it, man.
That's it?
That's all I got.
That's all you got?
Yeah, they're just the feed right now is really lit up with the Follow Friday thing, which again I can't say how thankful I am. It's amazing that we made a list that people said go follow. So that's pretty dope. And yeah, just like Chris is about to tell you, anytime that you want to say anything on Twitter, you can DM us on there or at us on Twitter, and I'll make sure to try to get you mentioned on the podcast. Thank you so much for the follows, and that's all I got. I'm tapping out.
Okay.
I'm ready to go eat.
You go tap out. This has been episode 146 of Weekly Games Chat. If you like the show, you can subscribe to us on iTunes or whatever podcast service you enjoy, and you'll get a new episode every Wednesday. If you like the show, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you really like the show, they have a review or rating system. Drop us a review or rating. Usually helps people find the show. If you want to write us emails, you can do so at weeklygameschat@gmail.com. If you want to hit us up on the tweets, we are at Weekly Games Chat, also at the same handle on Facebook, where you can also see the episodes every week. Besides that, though, Sean and I are going to go see Ready Player One this week.
We are. I was going to say,
you're welcome to come with,
dude. It's Ready Player One week. I'm very excited.
And until then, I'm simply going to say, game on, Sean.
You're not going to mention anything about being a gunter?
I'm not going to. No, I've never hunted for the Grail or the egg.
You haven't?
Have you?
Easter's coming up. You've never hunted for an egg?
Not that kind of egg.
Game on, Chris.
Game on, John.
Game on, Chris. Game on, Sean.
Game on, John.
Your mom's back.
Peace out, everybody. Have a good week.
Thug life.